If you asked me 5 years ago what self-care was, I would have given you my draining workout routine and a skincare regimen that somebody on the internet told me that I needed. It would be holding myself to unrealistic beauty standards. It would have been a vacation or a spa day, going to get your nails done. It would have been spending money, going and treating yourself. And while there's not necessarily anything wrong with these things, these days I see self-care in a very different way. It's the little things, slow things, things that I can do with my own two hands, and the things that I do with my family. It's doing kind things for myself when I can find the time. It's finding joy and peace in the everyday things that make me and my family happy and healthy. It's nothing extravagant. Is my version of self-care right? Probably not for everyone, but if there's anything that I've learned in the last few months, there's usually somebody out there who gets what I'm saying.
Hey everyone, it's Aubrey, recovering perfectionist, queen of distraction, and today we are outside chatting about 31 everyday things that feel like self-care for me at this point in my life. These aren't complicated, elaborate, extravagant things by any means. They are very much everyday, simple things that make me feel whole. Yesterday was my birthday. I turned the big 3-1, so that's why it's the random 31. But I've just been feeling like I'm at this milestone in my life where things are really kind of falling into place as far as where I am at this season of life, and I'm happy, and I feel like what I'm doing has just really been working for me. And I hope that by sharing these things with you, maybe you can find some peace in your life as well. What I seem to have noticed the most as I've hit 30, 31 in the last couple years after I became a mom of two is I feel like life is now this juggling and balancing act of figuring out the sweet spot of taking care of not only my home and my family, but also my mind and body. And I don't think that I've mastered it by any means, but I do think that I do enough little things here and there that just keep me chugging along when things get tough. So first, we're going to start in the home and family category, and we're just going to start off with going to bed with a clean kitchen. This has been a game changer for me. It really gives me the freshest start in the morning, and it doesn't happen every night. In a perfect world, it would, but coming out in the morning and not being bombarded with the previous day's clutter just really sets the tone for my day, which ultimately sets the tone for the kids, and I really just want to give them the freshest start for their day as well as mine. Baking bread and trying new bread recipes has become one of my favorite things to do, and my family seems to particularly enjoy it as well. So it's a win-win for everybody. Utilizing grocery pickup has also been another thing that I don't know where I would be without at this point in my life. I remember doing grocery shopping with Jackson as a toddler, and now at this point in my life, I'm in a very different place as far as what I have on my plate. And I'm just so thankful that that's an option. I find it so much easier to not only be mindful of what I'm purchasing, but really just be so much more organized in my meal plans. Hanging laundry outside to dry has become one of my absolute favorite chores. I love being able to get outside and bring that dreaded chore out to an environment that I really enjoy being in the most. And some nights, if I'm able to, I'll just sit outside and fold the laundry in the lawn while the boys play, or even if I'm out there alone, it's really peaceful and lovely, and I much prefer it to sitting on the couch and folding laundry and watching TV or something. Changing our sheets is something that I always feel really good about doing. Not only do I get a great night's sleep, but I always feel good knowing that my family is sleeping on clean bedding. Watering the garden, again, just being outside and being alone with your thoughts and just enjoying the peace and quiet. I try to only water the garden during times of the day that I'm not going to feel rushed, so I'm not trying to scramble to do something that really I just can't rush. Being intentional about what I'm spending, and also with that, just decluttering items that no longer serve us helps keep our home functioning in a way that is not overwhelming. Listening to music with the kids and watching the kids play, going to the library, having dinner as a family, and one of my ultimate favorite things to do, as well as Jackson's, is to have picnics outside as a family. Again, this time of year is the perfect time for us to be taking advantage of it, and just being able to sit down together as a family is something that makes me feel really good as a mom, especially when the kids will actually eat what I put in front of them. All right, now we're gonna switch over to the mind and body area. For me, I don't wear a ton of makeup, but having a simple makeup routine that I can do daily just to make me feel alive and cover up the fact that I'm usually pretty tired when I wake up in the morning is something that really makes me feel good about myself. My makeup routine really only consists of 4 to 5 items and a couple of tools, so it is something easy that I'm able to do most mornings. Taking a bath, if you know, you know, there's just nothing like it. Soaking in a tub after a long day. I don't do it often, but there are days that I know that I need to prioritize doing that. Putting on lotion, painting my toes, wearing perfume, those are things that I don't do all the time, but when I do find the time to make those things happen, it really is just such a huge mood boost for me. Wearing an outfit that I feel good in, and particularly wearing a dress. There's just something about a dress. And I feel like within the last couple of years, I've really come into my style and I feel so happy in what I wear. And not just happy, but I feel comfortable, and I love that I'm able to function in the things that I have as a mom. Asking for help when I need it has become something that I've finally started to allow myself to do, kind of. It's still difficult for me, but I know that for my own well-being as well as the well-being and happiness of my family, it's just really important for me to reach out when I feel like I'm at a point that I need to. Taking my vitamins has also become an important daily habit for me. I try my hardest to make sure that I do it first thing in the morning. It doesn't always happen, but I did go to the doctor recently and I had my labs done and I got an A on my labs, and my doctor said that my routine that I'm doing is good. So that feels really good to be taking care of myself in that aspect at this point in my life. Going to the chiropractor is something that I like to do when I start getting headaches on a regular basis. There's just something that happens in my neck every now and then, and it leaves me feeling foggy and just really miserable. So that's something that I like to do for myself when my body is just telling me that I need to. Taking a nap and going to bed early are also habits that I've found really important for me to implement in my life. It is really hard to put things on the back burner to let myself rest, but I know that in the grand scheme of things, I'm a much better mother and just general person when I am rested. Sleeping is my favorite hobby and I don't get to do it enough. I also just absolutely love being outside and being alone. I'm 100% an introvert, and I do not mind being by myself, and I really do just feel absolutely renewed when I've spent a significant period of time just with myself. Starting this YouTube channel has also brought so much joy into my life the last few months. It's a creative outlet that I knew that I needed, but I did not think that I would enjoy it as much as I have been. So shout out to all of you for joining me on this journey. It's really been a blast. Listening to audiobooks has been something that's been extremely enjoyable that I've been able to do throughout my day. And then not just listening to audiobooks, but reading novels as well, or herbal books, and giving myself the opportunity to learn more about the plants and herbs that are in my environment. And then though I am a total introvert, calling a friend is always really good for me, especially if I've been in my head a lot. Sometimes just chatting it out with a friend makes a huge difference in my life. So I'm pretty sure that was 31. If my math was wrong, I'll add a few more things below. But thank you so much for tagging along with me for another video. I hope you're all having a beautiful day as well. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, I love you, have fun, and be kind. So as I edit this video, I'm realizing that none of my self-care things include my husband other than eating dinner as a family. And we're really in a season of life where we don't get to spend a ton of quality time together. But one thing that I do really enjoy and just makes me feel happy and connected to Josh is when we get to do yard work together. Sometimes it's just us, rarely. Most of the time the boys are with us. But either way, it's really just something that fills my heart with a lot of joy. Another thing, I don't know how I did not think that this makes me happy or feels like self-care for me, because it's something that certainly does. Having flowers in the house is hands down one of my favorite things. Maybe there's just like so much pressure around making a list. And now as I've made the list and I've made the video, I'm thinking about so many other things that make me happy. This might be the only addition, but there might be more. Time will tell.